Don't be fooled by the Marcs and the A-Rods, because Jen and Ben are still spinning the block, and not in the way anyone would have suspected. In a personified quote of, "If it's meant to be, it will be," Ben Affleck popped back up in Jennifer Lopez's life following her divorce from former pro baseball player Alexander Rodriguez after only 1.5 years of marriage. Alas, your Bennifer needs would finally be fulfilled in 2021, when the once engaged couple jumped the broom on July 16th, slapping everyone with the reality of their union. But it wasn't always yachts, rocks, and lavish hotspots. Bennifer as we knew it was one rocky process, and surprisingly short process in the making. So let's take a look back at the Bronx-born and Boston-fed humble beginnings. Reboots have been a guilty pleasure in the land of make-believe for a few years now. From newly adapted television series like Peacock's dramatized Bel-Air to much more, questionable revival franchises like the women-led 2016 film Ghostbusters. The year of nostalgia is upon us, and Bennifer have spun the block and decided to hit us all in the Y2K feels, with intimate photos, outings, and wedding bells ringing irritably in our ears. What started off on the set of their 2002 film Geely would end up as one of Hollywood's most unfavorable it couples for years to come, and all it took were a couple of engagements, kids, and butt rubs. 2002 honestly doesn't seem all that long ago, until you do the calculations and realize it's been 2 whole decades since Tobey Maguire's live-action Spider-Man debuted in theaters, and when Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck first met. After the success of the cult 1999 biodrama film Selena, Jennifer's career took off like a bat out of hell, and deals came flooding in. On top of a now successful music career, more movies and TV shows were introduced, and Geely just so happened to be one of them. Married to her then second husband, Chris Judd, the marriage wouldn't last long, because just a year after being for lifers, the two had called it quits, citing irreconcilable differences. Whether that be due to their actual relationship or Jennifer's newly found infatuation with fellow Geely actor Ben is all hearsay. But we do know, however, Ben and Jen's stint as an item intertwined with her divorce from Chris. However, let Jennifer tell it, and her ex would have been separated before she even got with Ben. I guess we'll just have to take her word for it. Discreet and without a peep defined their relationship in the beginning, with only rumors and speculations being brought up every now and again. It wasn't like how it is now with social media and everyday citizens being the bootlegged paparazzi. Getting a shot of a supposed high-profile potential couple doing anything even remotely intimate was equivalent to winning the lottery back then, especially for the big mags like People, who'd put up big bucks to win over any photographs of Jen and Ben frolicking about. Granted, their fiending for gossip served them well as celebrity romances go, because not too long after rumors circulated, suspicions reigned true, and Bennifer would become one of Hollywood's biggest couples. The smell of marriage was in the air and lurking, awaiting the perfect opportunity to strike, which didn't take long. The same year, Jennifer revealed that she was engaged to Ben in what she called a traditional proposal. A custom-made Harry Winston pink diamond solitaire ring Ben picked out himself would serve to be the band that held their union together till their official wedding day. Now, in her early 30s, Jennifer was drenched with joy. Even her mother liked Ben, and according to Jen, her mama rarely likes any man Jennifer brought around. Of course, naysayers would come crawling in, spewing off their opinions in every which direction to anyone willing to listen. Not only did they think Ben and Jen's relationship was moving faster than a bullet train, they also didn't understand the compatibility dynamic between the two. Preferences are a thing, and Ben's preferences pre-J-Lo were not, well, J-Lo. Same can be said about J-Lo herself, but the two somehow made it work. Bonding over similar upbringings and family structures, they realized they were more alike than different. And you know what they say, opposites attract. No matter what anyone had to say, Jennifer was living her best life now linked to Ben Affleck, and now as one of the biggest musical artists on the planet, thanks to the Latin wave and a dream team. Like you'd expect, the paps and fans were stronger than ever, and the tabloids infamously captured Bennifer's most secretive moments. Hounded isn't even the word, more like stalked. The paparazzi got so out of control, in fact, Jennifer took to her music video, Jenny from the Block, to highlight the many scandalous ways the paps and media try and get the scoop on her relationship. The video features shots of herself along with Ben, courtesy of paparazzi, doing any and everything. One infamous still shot being of them on a yacht where an angsty Ben is seen feeling on Jennifer's badonkadonk and untying her pink bikini top. Rhetoric we hear today is much more lenient than the remarks we were used to hearing in yesteryears. The xenophobia went flying like hotcakes. The sexism was more than apparent, and all in all, Bennifer were having a not-so-swell time avoiding the unintended media attention they'd garner. Unfortunately, it would be a little too much, and somebody would initiate the beginning of the end. Little did they know the beginning of the end was only the beginning. September 14, 2003 was set as the date Ben and Jennifer were destined to officially tie the knot in a beautiful ceremony in Santa Barbara. But a joint PR statement had announced that they'd be postponing the wedding till further notice. Excessive media attention would be there to carry the blame, citing, "When we found ourselves seriously contemplating hiring 3 separate decoy brides at 3 different locations, we realized that something was awry." Suspicions rose higher than Mount Everest, and fans began to put on their X-Files thinking caps, coming up with an array of think pieces as to why Bennifer is now Bennifinished. Confirmation of their fan theories came about when it had been reported that the two had briefly split following their canceled wedding, but quickly rekindled the romance before officially calling it quits in January of 2004. After only 2 years of being together as well as being engaged, Bennifer was no more. Their engagement bombed harder than their 2002 film Geely. Nevertheless, a genuine admiration for each other was present during and after the relationship. Jen and Ben would be utilized as an on-screen couple yet again in the 2004 movie Jersey Girl, released just 2 months after their departure. Bennifer may have been deceased, but at least fans would get the chance to live out their favorite ship via films and music videos. Bennifer the sequel would come swinging around in 2005, but it wasn't giving us the spin-off OG Bennifer fans were probably expecting. It was more so giving Mean Girls Part 2, aka literally nobody asked for this. Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner, the newly established Bennifer, however, were quite the couple. Probably not as goals as the first, but I'll leave that up for you to decide. Appearing in films like 2001's Pearl Harbor and 2003's Daredevil, they tested the waters before officially tying the knot and went on to have 3 children. While Ben was off attending to his family, Jennifer Lopez was doing the same, marrying Latin award-winning singer Marc Anthony in 2004, the same year her and Ben called it quits, and just a year before her ex-fiance's marriage to his newly found Jennifer. Twins Max and Emma would be introduced in 2008, and a divorce would be introduced 6 years later in 2014. Alex A-Rod Rodriguez, former baseball shortstop, wooed and wowed himself into Jennifer's already established little family in 2017, before popping the question in 2019. While Jen was now engaged for the umpteenth time, Ben's marriage to Jennifer Garner was slowly dwindling before it eventually faded out altogether in 2018. Likewise, A-Rod and J-Lo's potential marriage soon followed, and the announcement of the couple's split emerged in 2021. Despite what you may have heard, Ben and Jen never really had any hard feelings toward each other. If anything, the two remained friends throughout all these years, supporting one another behind closed doors, as well as in public. During a 2020 interview, Ben told the New York Times that his ex-lady should have been nominated for an Oscar following her performance in the 2019 film Hustlers. April would be the month Jennifer and Alex hung up their relationship, and in came a now single Ben Affleck prowling his way back into Jennifer's life, not even a full month later. Spotted together in Montana, it was reported that the ex-couple had been spending several days together, which turned out to be true. And on July 24th, our Bennifer shipping hearts were fulfilled yet again when Jennifer herself made it known to the world that she and Ben Affleck were back at it again via an Instagram post of the two swapping spit on what appears to be a yacht. Red carpets, movie premieres, and other engagements soon followed suit. After almost a year after resparking their love interest, it'd be announced that the two were officially engaged again in April of 2022 after pics of a green diamond ring began circulating on the web. After accompanying her to the premiere of her movie, Marry Me, just a few short months prior, Ben made sure to bring the movie's title to life, sealing the deal on July 16th. Confirming in her newsletter that she and her now husband wedded in the good old romantic city of Las Vegas with their combined 5 children as the perfect little witnesses. We're currently in the midst of Bennifer the Trilogy, and as of today, the rebounded love saga is still going strong, and only time will tell where this relationship is headed next. As the saying goes, if you love someone, set them free. If they come back to you, it was meant to be. How do you feel about Ben and Jen's reform union? Let us know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comments. And stay tuned for more true celebrity stories.